Ocean pollution is one of the most serious environmental issues we are currently facing, especially if we continue with the current rate of plastic waste. We will have real sea of plastic by the year 2050, killing our marine life. If in video we are going to analyze the cause of plastic waste in our ocean, as well as the consequence that's in it. In addition, we will talk about possible solution to this problem. Are you ready? Let's dive right in. Cause of plastic waste in ocean. When we dispose of plastic that we no longer use, they can follow several routes. They can be incinerated, recycled, and up in landfill, or be discarded elsewhere. If we don't dispose of them properly, though that are not recycled or incinerated, even though placed in the yellow container, can be washed into the sea or ocean due to wind or rain. In addition, we also find plastic in the sea that's organized from deliberate dumping of garbage, accident dumping from ship, or discharge from sewage treatment plant. None of this would happen on such a large scale if we didn't manufacture the amount of plastic that we do in the first place.
More than 80% of marine litter is plastic. Of this percentage, we can confirm that 49% correspond to single-use plastic, a truly alarming amount. Another 27% correspond to plastic used in fishing equipment, and the remaining 6% is other type of plastic. The most common single-use plastic found on beach and the seabed include lids, bottles, cigarette butts, cotton buds, snack wrappers, hygiene items, plastic bags, Tupperware straws, plates, glass, balance, and food containers. These products represent 86% of single-use plastic, or 43% of all marine litter. Some have even been found at depth of 10,000 meters. However, some areas referred to as plastic islands have been identified where there is a great concentration of plastic. Consequences of plastic in the ocean. On one hand, plastic waste causing endangerment in certain marine animals, hindering their development, and even causing their death. Some of their animals mistake pieces of plastic for their usual food, which can block their stomach and slow live to deep. Like with human beings, as slow ingest their material as a consequence of the food chain. In addition, during the long process of decomposition, microplastic and nanoplastic release chemicals that are harmful to life ocean water. On the other hand, there are some species of bacteria that develop on plastic, which move freely and cause them to ecosystem they are not adapted to. Lastly, plastic waste in the ocean has a negative impact on our economy, especially on the tourism and fishing sector.
Solutions for plastic waste. The solutions must involve producer, consumer, and those who manage waste. But of course, they must also be supported by governments. The main solutions we propose are reduce the consumption of plastic and avoid using single-use plastic. In fact, the European Parliament has approved a ban on single-use plastic starting from 2021. By forcing back to avoid purchasing overly packaged or plastic-side products, avoid using cosmetics with microplastics, and opt for biodegradable clothing instead. Reuse. If you already have plastic products, try to reuse them as much as possible. Recycle. Make sure to dispose of plastic in the correct place so it can be properly processed and doesn't end up in our ocean. Another helpful solution is to create taxes for the most polluting plastic. This way, companies will be encouraged to use recyclable or biodegradable options, which is even better. Another initiative, devised by a Norwegian tiger, is the launch of a last research vessel that aims to discover new ways of cleaning plastic from the ocean. Finally, recycling can also be improved with the help of bacteria that ingest PET plastic. We hope you enjoyed this video and thanks for watching.